Welcome back to the cryptowrld channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now Ethereum is running into a very important level that I will be talking about in just a moment. Also, later in this video, I will be covering a highly suggested altcoin, which I am actually accumulating right now. So definitely stick around to the end of this video so that you don't miss out on any of this important information. And just before we jump into it, you might as well leave a like down below. And if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe with notifications turned on for more updates just like this every single day. But with all of that out of the way, let's get straight into what this video is about. It's right here on the Ethereum to US dollar chart on the 4-hour time frame, and we had that previous bullish divergence that has pretty much already played out here. And so over the past 1 to 2 days, right around here, I'll let you know that this bullish divergence is potentially wearing off, and we could be due for a little bit of a short-term call-off, and that's exactly what we have been seeing. But keep in mind, this is only on the 4-hour time frame. When you're zooming out to the daily time frame, that short-term call-off is almost invisible. And the important thing to take away from this chart is the fact that Ethereum is still holding above the golden pocket, which is coming in at just above 2.9K. And in fact, we saw a perfect bounce from that exact 61.8% Fibonacci level, which is very important. And the reason why that's important is because this is the Fibonacci level that we most commonly see the price turn around at. We normally see trend reversals after we get a bounce from the golden pocket, which we have already seen. And staying on the daily time frame for Ethereum and bringing out the VPVR indicator, this indicator shows us the amount of volume that was traded within a price range, which is obviously a little bit different from the regular volume indicator at the bottom of the chart, because the regular volume indicator tells us the amount of volume within a time period, but once again, the VPVR indicator tells us the amount of volume within a price range. And these major clusters of volume in the VPVR indicator either act as support or resistance depending on if we're above or below those clusters. And so right now we have this major cluster of volume in the VPVR indicator coming in between 3,150 and 3.3K. So at the time of filming this video, Ethereum is just about at those sort of prices, which means if Ethereum begins to break above 3.3K, we actually don't have all that much resistance to the upside until we start reaching levels like 4,000, at least according to the VPVR indicator. And just giving you a really quick update on the estimated leverage ratio for Ethereum, over the past few days or so, we have seen a little bit of a pullback in the leverage, but over the past 1 day, we have seen a very slight bounce back to the upside in the leverage, which is essentially pausing the short-term downtrend in the estimated leverage ratio, which means we aren't quite seeing the short squeeze at least just yet. The possible short squeeze that I have been talking about recently on the channel will only play out if we see this estimated leverage ratio continue to move to the downside, as it has done all of these other time periods where we've seen a major flush out in the leverage. And for anyone new to the channel that wants to know why that might cause a short squeeze, definitely check out some of my other recent videos here on the channel, because in almost all of my recent videos here on the channel, I have been explaining why that might be the case. But anyway, getting into the altcoin that a lot of you have been suggesting, and this is actually an altcoin that I am personally dollar cost averaging into at the moment. And this is of course Cardano. This is the Cardano to US dollar chart on the daily time frame. And pretty much ever since the beginning of September last year, we have seen constant bearish price action in Cardano. And for any of you longer term subscribers out there that have been watching the videos since then, back in late August and early September, we were talking about a scenario exactly like this, because pretty much right at Cardano's all-time high, when we were at around $3, I let you know that it is very likely we're going to go for months without seeing bullish price action. You can even go back on the channel and look at those older Cardano videos that I was posting back in August and September. But anyway, if you're looking at the recent Cardano price action, we're actually seeing some signs of life here. First of all, we've got this major bullish divergence here on the daily time frame, which is lower lows in the price action and higher lows in the RSI. So straight away, what this means for Cardano is that it's likely we're going to see reduced selling pressure, either in the form of sideways price action or a slight move back to the upside. And not only are we seeing a bullish divergence here on the daily time frame for Cardano, if you're zooming out a little bit more, we are currently coming into contact with this huge horizontal range of support. As you can see, this green box right here provided massive support for the price of Cardano in early 2021. And so having the price of Cardano bounce from this area of support, this is obviously good to see, especially when you're pairing that up with the bullish divergence. Those are two major reasons why I am currently dollar cost averaging into Cardano, and also because of the fact that we've already seen a lot of bearish price action. And on top of that, looking at Cardano valued against Bitcoin here on the 3-day time frame, and right now the Cardano price action versus Bitcoin is resembling similar price action that we saw almost exactly 1 year ago. First of all, looking all the way back here, that was in around August 2020, and we saw constant bearish price action for Cardano versus Bitcoin all the way into around November and December, which is where we finally started to flatten out again. And then looking at the more recent price action, this peak was also in around August, but instead this was August 2021, so almost exactly 1 year after we saw this previous peak. And then we have seen constant bearish price action since then into around November and December, which is when Cardano finally started to flatten out again, very similar to what we were seeing back here. And this this is even playing out in the same months of the year. On top of that, if you're looking at the 3-day RSI for Cardano versus Bitcoin, at this peak back in 2020, we saw the RSI enter into overbought territories, which also happened in the peak that we saw last year. And then in that 2020 price action, we saw the 3-day RSI come all the way down towards oversold territories. We dipped slightly into oversold territories, and that was when we started to bottom out here. And then looking at the recent RSI, we've seen almost the exact same thing. And right now, the 3-day RSI for Cardano versus Bitcoin is currently trending to the upside. We are seeing higher highs and higher lows, which is exactly what we saw back at the end of 2020 and as we began the new year into 2021. And so what came next for Cardano? Well, basically it was a lot of bullish price action into around the middle of the year. So does that mean Cardano is about to experience some more bullish price action over the next few months? Well, obviously, just because we saw this happen last time, it doesn't guarantee it's going to happen again. So definitely keep that in mind. But with that being said, these sort of indicators, having the RSI enter into oversold territories and start a new uptrend, are bullish by themselves anyway. But I thought because of how similar this previous price action was to the current price action, we might as well compare them to at least see what is possible for Cardano and what has happened last time. And so once again, don't necessarily expect Cardano to play out this exact same price action again. But due to all of the reasons that I talked about for Cardano versus Bitcoin and for Cardano versus the US dollar, those are enough reasons on the charts for me to personally dollar cost average into Cardano and hold for the longer term, as in for at least the next few months. It is important to mention that that is not financial advice. I'm just telling you my personal Cardano strategy and what sort of patterns and indicators are playing out right now on the charts. But on top of that, something else to keep in mind for any altcoin versus Bitcoin is the Bitcoin dominance. If the Bitcoin dominance sees another bounce from this level of support, which is coming in between around 39 and 40%, then it would be very unlikely for Cardano to see a lot of bullish price action versus Bitcoin. But if we see the Bitcoin dominance have a strong break below 39% and form some brand new lower lows, then in that case, it would become increasingly likely for Cardano to outperform Bitcoin. And if you want to keep up to date in the crypto markets at all times, make sure you follow me over on my Twitter. And the link to my Twitter is in the description down below and also in the pinned comment. If you got anything of value out of this video, please make sure to leave a like down below. And if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe with notifications turned on so that you do not miss out on any of these future updates that I post every single day. As always, I appreciate every single one of you here on the channel. I can't thank you enough. And before you click off, you might as well check out one of these uploads if you haven't already. But that is everything that I have to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.